Welcome, everyone. This is the Masterclass. My name is Patrick Nazareth. I have around 30 years of teaching experience, and I would like to help dispel your doubts, should you have any. Today, we continue with our explanation of Julius Caesar. We are specifically looking at Julius Caesar, Act 2, Scene 4. What is the importance of this scene? What comes to the fore is Portia's breaking point. You see the human side of devastation that war or plots or treachery is going to cause. You see her struggling with herself. Who does she side with? Julius Caesar, her husband. She knows the secret and she finds it hard to bear. Dramatic irony. We as the audience know exactly what Portia is thinking. We know exactly what Portia knows. And just like her, we are unable to do anything. Look at gender and power. Portia is a woman. Roman society sidelined them, no matter how intelligent, no matter how capable. You almost feel the frustration Portia has at being born a woman and being unable to do anything. Knowledge is the burden. Artemidorus and now Portia both know that Caesar is going to be assassinated. Both want to warn him, both don't know how to warn him, and both cannot save him ultimately. This particular scene also forms a structural role. It heightens the tension. The scene with Artemidorus started it, and this continues it. We know the assassination is happening, but it keeps on being postponed to the next scene, to the next scene. The Ides of March are upon us. There is a pattern that is very clear. We see all the failed warnings before us. The soothsayer, the omens, Calpurnia, Artemidorus, Portia, each one in their own way tries to warn Caesar. Each one in their own way fails. Let's now summarize Act 2, Scene 4. The location, it's a street outside Brutus's house in Rome. The morning of the Ides of March. Who are the characters present? Lucius, Portia, and the soothsayer. What happens in this? Portia rushes out. She is obviously worried. She's trembling. She is confused. She sends Lucius to the capital with vague instructions. She knows what is going to happen. She cannot tell Lucius exactly what is happening. So she tries to draw his attention to some vague sounds that she hears, which he actually doesn't. But she's trying to communicate a sense of urgency, a sense of something bad to Lucius. And he, poor boy, doesn't understand what is going on. She is on a public street, which means that people can hear her. Even more reason not to be able to speak clearly to Lucius. Somebody who might overhear her could potentially betray them. At this moment, the soothsayer passes by on the street. Portia sees him. She remembers his warning. And she asks him, "Where are you going? What are you doing?" And he tells her that he hopes to be able to warn Caesar. Her first instinct is for her husband. Does he know the plot? So she asks the soothsayer, "Do you know what is about to happen?" He says, "No, but I have a feeling something bad will. And I will try my level best to warn Caesar." Instead of making Portia happy, this terrifies her even more. Because if the plot is exposed, her husband will be executed. Portia is all alone. She doesn't know what to do. She is at a crossroads here. She admits this to us. "I have a sick heart," she says. She cannot protect Caesar without betraying Brutus. She cannot protect Brutus without betraying Caesar. What does the scene end with? Portia retreats inside. She is mentally, emotionally broken by the weight of the secret she is carrying. Only 37 lines, but emotionally, the most devastating scene. The human cost of conspiracy is laid bare in front of us. Part 1 of this scene is Portia's agitation. She enters all rushing, all confused. With Lucius, sends him back inside. Immediately calls him out again. She is behaving erratically. Why? Because of the unbearable secret that she carries. She cannot articulate, she cannot understand what she wants him to do because she cannot tell him what is really happening. Why she can't speak plainly? They are on a public street. Anyone could overhear her. Revealing the conspiracy is in itself treason. Even indirectly, hints of the conspiracy could lead to both her and Brutus's death. Therefore, she is left with a weird choice. She has to communicate the urgency without revealing the content. Why is she feeling that way? Which creates dramatic irony for us, the audience. She tells Lucius to go to the capital, report on what is happening there, and come back to her quickly. Her instructions deliberately vague. She cannot come out and say, "Please check and see whether Caesar has been assassinated." "Thou hast a prayer in me that moans for thy success." You see, there are only two possible outcomes. Either the plot is exposed or the plot succeeds. Either way, the outcome is tragic for her. Either Caesar will die or Brutus will. Either she is committing treason or she is betraying her husband. In the second part, Portia meets the soothsayer. Where does she meet him? On the street. The same man who told Caesar, "Beware the Ides of March." He is trying to go again to the capital to warn Caesar. Portia questions him. "Is Caesar gone to the capital?" "No, not yet," he replies. She asks him what is his business with Caesar, and he tells her that he intends to warn him. This terrifies Portia. Someone else suspects the conspiracy. If the soothsayer warns Caesar and he looks into it, it might save Caesar, but it will also expose Brutus. Portia is caught between a rock and a hard place. She wants Caesar alive and Brutus alive as well. Both goals directly contradict each other. Portia's collapse in the memorable words, "Oh, if I were a man, I would go myself and warn him," reveals what she feels about her helplessness, her powerlessness. "I have a sick heart." She doesn't even pretend that she is not upset about it. She breaks emotionally. She understands how her gender, how her social position restricts her ability to do what is right. Who are the characters in Act 2, Scene 4? Portia, Brutus's wife and the daughter of Cato. She is an intelligent, brave, and informed lady. She knows the full conspiracy. She is courageous because keeping the conspiracy secret is in itself treason. She is powerless. Roman law, custom deny women any say in public life. She cannot warn Caesar, cannot act on what she knows. Her tragedy? She loves Brutus. She disagrees with what he is doing. She wants both him and Caesar to survive, to be safe. Both goals are not possible. Only one will survive, the other has to die. Lucius, Brutus's young servant, loyal and obedient, he receives Portia's confused instructions without any question. The soothsayer, who has first appeared in Act 1, Scene 2. His warning, beware the Ides of March. It is fate's last attempt to intervene. Throughout the play till now, there have been genuine, persistent attempts to warn Caesar of his assassination, but the man simply ignores them or will not listen. The literary devices used by Shakespeare in Act 2, Scene 4. Dramatic irony. We, the audience, know exactly why Portia is upset. We know exactly what she knows. Every word that she speaks, every silence is painful to us also because we ourselves don't know what to do. We know the soothsayer's warning will fail, a tragedy that could have been avoided. Foreshadowing. The soothsayer reappears, Portia saying, "I have a sick heart." We all understand what this means. Irony. Situational irony. Portia genuinely wants to prevent the assassination, yet she is the most powerless person in the play to stop it, being a female. Her husband's noble choice is destroying her. The conspiracy to save Rome, in effect, it is destroying one of Rome's most important women. Contrast and symbolism. Portia's emotional chaos contrasts sharply with the conspirators' calm, methodical planning. The street, the boundary between the private world, the conspiracy, and the public world, the Senate. Her vague instructions to Lucius symbolize the gap between knowledge and power. What are the major themes in Act 2, Scene 4? The human cost of conspiracy. Portia did not choose the conspiracy. Brutus chose it for both of them. He effectively committed his wife to it. But she chooses to bear its full emotional weight. The scene asks us to think who truly bears the price for someone else's ambition. Secondly, gender and power in ancient Rome. Portia understands exactly what is happening, but she is given no power to act on. Oh, if I were a man. It captures centuries of the way Roman society put down its women. The impossible position of loyalty. She cannot save Caesar without betraying Brutus. She cannot protect Brutus without letting Caesar die. There is no right answer, only tragedy. Knowledge as a burden. Artemidorus' knowledge was a potential weapon. For Portia, the same knowledge is pure suffering. Knowledge is not always power. Sometimes it is also a burden. It is also only pain. Faith versus free will. The same theme that continues through almost all the scenes. Like Artemidorus, Portia represents another failed intervention. This pattern of ignored warnings runs throughout. It reinforces the play's suggestion that some things are inevitable. No amount of knowledge, loyalty, or desperate action will alter the course of destiny. As usual, I have given you some key quotes, some passages which I have explained in simple English. Please do pause the video, go through them, and understand them while looking at your books. Here, like before, I have given you vocabulary. Shakespeare writes in Old English. You might find it difficult to follow. I've translated those phrases into simple English. Pause the video, look at them, read this particular act, and you can see where they come up in the passage and you can understand the passage better. Also, as usual, I have left you some practice questions. As before, I suggest that you attempt the practice questions to get an idea of where you are and then look at the answer keys provided. I also have a few exam tips for you, some key quotes to memorize. For example, if I were a man, I would go myself and warn him how hard it is for a woman to keep counsel. I have a sick heart. I've explained why, among others. There are themes that you need to link up: gender versus power, dramatic irony, loyalty and its limits, knowledge as a burden, faith versus free will. Some common mistakes you must avoid. Do not just retell the story, analyze, explain. Do not skip dramatic irony. Examiners expect that you understand and discuss this vital aspect. Do not ignore mourns, the word mourns in Portia's prayer. It is a key word in that quote. What exactly does it mean? Do not confuse Act 2, Scene 4 with Act 2, Scene 1. The same Portia is in both the scenes, but she plays widely different roles. Do not write only what Portia does. We are interested to what extent it reveals Portia's thinking, her feelings. That's the lesson there for you then. I do hope I have been of help. If I have, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Remember, there might be others who would be requiring our help. Thank you so much for watching.